We always, one thing I love about this club is that if we ever need anything, is people, you know, they step right up and want to volunteer, and this is the most flexible club that I've ever been to. Well, it's the only Toastmasters club I've ever been to, but I always like to think that it's the best Toastmasters club. Don't you all agree?
Yeah.
Our next speaker is going to be Shanil. Okay, all right. I didn't want to butcher your name, but he's going to be doing a 5 to 7 minute speech, and it is going to be on managing change. Shanil.
Let's face it, people aren't always rational. People aren't always logical. And we're all the same. Because we all have emotions. We always make decisions. We often make decisions based not only on what makes sense or what's logical, but also how we feel about it. Whether it's in the workplace or whether it's at home. Let's say you go to work tomorrow and you have work to do, right? And it's not a very uncommon scenario where you have to work with multiple people, or you have to work with a group, you have to work on a project, right? That often involves people to do something. There's a human factor involved in the work that you need to get done. And being logical isn't always what works. The most logical path isn't something that will always work. How many of you have a significant other or kids or someone at home that you live with? It doesn't always work when you tell them to do something and they don't do it, right? That's why I want to introduce you to the whole concept of change management. Change management takes into account the human factors that go into getting a person or a group or an organization to move from whatever it is that they're doing to doing the things that you want them to do, to a desired future state. Right? So in simple words, change management is the process of moving from a current state, right, the way things are, to a desired future state. So why is it important? Right? You go to work, you have people to work with, right? You need them, you're working on a project, you need them to do something and they don't do it. What happens? Some of you give me examples of what happens when things don't kind of work out. You miss your deadlines, right? Your company loses money, right? People get frustrated. Your boss yells at you. Right? What happens at home when you have kids or a spouse and you want them to do something? What happens when in the bathroom you run out of toilet rolls, right? And the person who finished it doesn't refill it, right? You get frustrated, you get angry, right? And you want them to refill the toilet roll, right, when they finish it. Right? That's what change management is about. Okay. So how do you do this? Right? What can you do, right, to get people to stop doing what they're doing and start doing what you want them to do? What are the things you need to think about? There's a simple acronym you need to remember. It's called ADCAR. Right? Let's break that down. So let's talk about that. ADCAR is that's an arrow, by the way. ADCAR is the sequence of things you need to think about to get people to do whatever it is that you want them to do. Right? So the first thing you need to think about is awareness. Right? Does the person really understand what's happening? Does the person really understand the frustration you're feeling? Does the person really understand the problems he or she is causing? Right? It could be a group as well. Does the group realize this? let's say you're working you're at work, you're working on a project, you built something that you need people to start using, right? Do those people really even know about it? Do they even know that they need to start doing something about it? So it's about generating that awareness, the other person, right? Letting them know, hey, this is what's happening, right? This is something we need to work on. This is something that needs to get fixed. Right? The next piece is called desire. You need to think about that. So what does desire mean? The desire is letting them know we're with them. In simple terms, that's the what's in it for me. Right? What do I care? You want me to do something, what do I care? Right? So when you go to them, you talk to them, right? You need to talk to them in a way so that they think, yeah, you know what, I really need to do this because it really helped me out. Right? Why do they care? When you go to tell them, when you go to talk to them, you want them to do something different, make it sound like it'll make their lives better, and it does, right? That's why you're doing it. It doesn't, if it's not going to make their lives better, you won't be doing it, right? If it's not going to add value to your organization, you're not going to be doing it, right? If it's not going to help you when you run out of toilet paper in the bathroom, right, it's not going to help anyone, right? So it helps everyone, right? So help them understand what's in it for them and how it makes things better, right? Because if they see it from their viewpoint, then they're more than likely to do something about it, right? That's desire. What's the next piece? Knowledge, right? So knowledge is essentially, do they know what needs to happen? Right? Do they have the understanding of how it should happen? Right? Educate them on that. Right? So think about it like this. Right? Riding a bicycle, there are two ways of learning how to ride a bicycle. One is you need to understand how it works. Right? And two is you need to actually be able to practice being able to ride the bicycle, which brings us to the next one, which is the ability. Even if they know how it works, do they have the ability to do it? Right? I know how a bike works, but if I've never ridden a bicycle, I'm not going to be able to ride a bike, right? So that requires practice. Right? I don't think it really requires practice replacing the toilet roll in the bathroom, but if you're at work and you need to train people on something new that you've developed, they need to practice using that, right? That's ability. And the last is reinforcement. So once you get them to start doing it, right, you need to make sure that they keep doing it, right? Whatever it is that you want them to do, and that's reinforcement. So constantly reinforcing that positive messaging about what's in it for them, how does it help them, how does it help the organization, how does it help you. Simple steps that you need to think about when you're trying to get someone to move from wherever they are to where you need them to be. Right? And that's the concept of change management. So the next time you're frustrated with someone or you're at work and things are not working out, think about what it is that you can do to get them down this path. Right? If they don't even know about it, and they're going to be frustrated, then nothing's going to happen. But if you get them down this path, and you have to go down the sequence, then things will get a lot better for you, both at work and at home. That's it.